Energy.
There you go, perfect.
Energy, Dave.
That was me. Or whatever those kids are doing.
Power. Okay.
The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. So that's my energy. I'm that British. My energy is built up by using verbal.
Loading tea.
There you go. Are we energized?
I'm energized. I do. The last time I did this, it actually worked.
Wow. Okay, it's good to know.
I did it as a joke once.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No, that's it. Everybody, let them laugh. For now, you've got the power of the gauntlet. Sorry, I'm being very Marvel now. I'm being very strange.
Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of everyone's favorite podcast, the Critical Arcade Podcast. I'm your co-host, Nick.
And I'm Dave.
Yeah, hello, Dave.
Hello, Nick. Are you well?
Yes, I'm well. I'm well because I have energy.
Yeah, it's because you're young. That goes when you reach your 30s. So enjoy it. You haven't got it for long. When you hit your 30s, no, you'll hurt your neck sneezing. You'll fart and twist your ankle. Don't worry, it will all disappear. But enjoy your energy whilst you have it.
I am 29 for 3 months.
Yeah, it's true. It's
and then I'm 30.
Isn't it? Yeah.
In the next 3 months, I'll be turning 30, and then I'll experience all the things you're mentioning right now.
And you'll start going grey. That's what
I've already gone grey. Have you forgotten? I've got kids.
You do have kids. I haven't seen grey yet. Have you got? Are you
what?
hiding
Yes,
grey?
I've got a ton of grey hairs. The moment I got kids, my dad walked into the room and said, "I bestow upon you my greyness." And all of a sudden, I felt my hair age.
But yeah, I'm about to say, I thought it was going to hit me with some sort of Lord of the Rings reference.
Nick the Grey.
The worst thing that actually worries me, if grey hairs are supposed to come from being a parent, then why am I grey?
Oh, no.
Like I say, I'm balding, I'm grey, I don't know, old. But like I told you, my mentality, I'm finally starting to suit my body. I can tell kids to get off my lawn and stuff. So it
could be a if statement, or it could be an if or statement. If kids, then grey, or British, then bald.
Pale would work with the British one, but yeah, not all British
pale.
But yeah, I'll give you. I can blind people with my legs still, so I'm still enjoying that aspect of living out here. No, I always picture myself. Now, granted, you've never watched it, but I feel like I've got my spirit animal is Clint Eastwood from Gran Torino.
Oh yeah.
Just grumpy and badass. That's my soul animal. That's my
has a cool ass car.
Yeah, exactly. That's my patronum, or whatever the Harry Potter thing is, just for all you youngsters out there. Just
exactly. Your great arc in life is gonna come when you help this Asian kid overthrow.
That's right. Some gangsters down the road.
The neighborhood gang.
I'm waiting for it. I really am. I'm waiting. That's my goal in life. Come on, gangsters. Come on, Asian kid who needs my help. I'm waiting.
Your autobiography is going to be The Good, the Bad, and the Asian.
That's right. I'm down. Any Asian kids out there that need my help, I'm here. But anyway. Sorry, is this a gaming podcast or like a life?
Wow.
That's a soft
I cracked myself. Oh man, The Good, the Bad, and the Asian.
That actually doesn't sound bad. Like, that sounds like a cookbook.
It doesn't.
I'd buy that. Like, I'd buy that cookbook from someone. Like,
good. Of course, it's a recipe book.
Yeah, it is, right? The Good, the Bad, and the Asian. I would so buy that book.
Okay. Anyway,
the question was, are you well?
Yeah. Yes. I am now well. Thank you, Dave.
I'm glad to hear it.
Oh, this week, we played something else.
Yes.
This was, I know each week we play a completely random game, which is the point of this podcast. But this week we decided to be part of the bandwagon. We decided we would like to ride the hype train.
Yes, very much so. It's a rarity we get to fundamentally, but yeah.
Which is punny if you've played this game.
It was. I was just thinking that as I was speaking. I thought, did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
Is it that level of intellect? Just yeah, like whoa.
This week we played the brand new release, free gacha game, Honkai Star Rail,
which is just an amazing name.
It is
Honkai.
Honkai Star Rail. I can own. This is made by Chinese developers miHoYo, which is
famous
I'm
for
guessing miHoYo video game developer. Yes, they are Chinese. I just needed to confirm that.
No, they are 100% Chinese. You can see.
You're right. They are famous for the game Genshin Impact, which released in 2020.
Which neither of us have really played much, have we? I played for like 20 minutes, and I think you said you did the same, just to see what it was like.
Maybe even less.
Yeah, same here. I was just intrigued, and then I got it, and I was like, "Oh,
exactly.
this looks like a lot." And I was like, "No, I'll go back to something more linear and story-driven."
And after playing Honkai Star Rail, I am very confident that our previous statement of Genshin being a lot is more true than we thought.
Yeah, like I thought you missed it. I thought you were going to say, "Now after playing Honkai, I was on board. I have my ticket." Sorry, just another pun for trains.
Ooh, well done.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go off the rails on that.
Ooh!
Puns. Love it.
Yay.
But
Tim
yeah,
Cook,
same.
That'll be $10,000, please.
This game is, again, the same thing. I was a little bit more invested in this because it's sci-fi over fantasy, and I've got a soft spot to sci-fi.
And turn-based.
And trains, I guess. No, not really. But yeah, turn-based too. I have, as you know, I'm quite a big turn-based thing. Yeah, this was. Oh, it's one of those things again where this was hard to review because it's really hard to review something that's gonna go on forever or feels like it is. It
really
right?
is. This game, it truly. If Genshin Impact taught us anything, it says miHoYo takes these games and then runs with them a marathon.
Yeah, right. Like. Never ending. Give me all your money. Type empty the bank accounts because you're going to need. Because this is intimidating. Again, we've used that word before. It's not in a bad way. If you got like the time and the energy and stuff like that, perfect. But there's a lot there. So I know we're jumping into other things here.
No, that's fine. We just get our thoughts out of the way before we start with the narrative. You're right. This game has a lot. And once you think, oh wow, this is a lot, it throws you with more.
Yeah, there is so much. Like, it's like, I think I told you a couple of other podcasts a few weeks ago, or other episodes. I like reading. I told you that one of the mechanics, I liked reading books to find out the secret areas and stuff.
Yeah.
But the mechanics and the reading in this, whoa. I'm like, am I studying? This is like a degree. There are aspects to there's so much to read, so much to learn, so many things to pick up that help you evolve or gain experience in this and that and there and over here, and whoa, there's a lot here.
It very much is the case, and not to jump on the Asian stereotype, but this was made by Chinese developers, and it very much seems like it was made for Eastern audiences.
Yeah, you could be right. Yeah,
who I do think have a longer attention span than Western audiences.
But there also there's a whole new gaming mechanic to life out there, isn't there? The Asian side, everyone games. Everybody, everyone say under 30, they don't just game; they game 6 hours a day. Now I'm being stereotypical. Sorry, that isn't what all Asians do or Chinese people do. But there is gaming out there is a very popular pastime compared to the West. I think it's
statistically Eastern audiences play games like these longer, whereas Western audiences play Call of Duty and FIFA.
That's true. Yes, that's very true. Which is weird, really. No, it's just interesting. It's interesting to think. I think you're 100% correct. that
it's
Western
just
audiences play football
statistically
and war.
speaking. We're not trying to be too.
No, it's an interesting, like I say, interesting statistics. We're not being, we're not trying to be mean, but it's an interesting point.
Very much.
The Asians like the escapism of finding another life and living that life, where I don't know, West seems to like to shoot each other and play football, which is also it's an interesting sport and shooting each other for the West, adventuring for the East. Who knew?
Yeah. Okay. Would you mind just give me a couple of seconds? I want to take off my top. It is super hot.
Ooh, listen to that, ladies. Do you hear that? He's taking off his top now. It's super hot. Get the Diet Coke out. Pour some ice over your. Play that song from Magic Mike. Down,
Hello.
Down.
What?
Can you not hear anything I said?
No.
That's going to be fun for you to hear later. Okay, that was for you, ladies. I hope you enjoyed that. That was the sound of him taking his clothes off.
Oh man.
So you
can editor, if that sounded fine, don't cut that. If that was cringe, please do it. Please cut.
Oh, it was possibly cringe, but the editor, do what you wish with it, by all accounts.
Have you got any more thoughts before we start on narrative?
No, let's jump into narrative.
Let's go for it. The first point I've got for narrative is the narrative in Star Rail. I'm not going to call this Honkai Star Rail. I'm just going to call it Star Rail.
I agree. It doesn't need the Honkai. Why is it not just called Star Rail? Is there another game called Star Rail out there or something? But anyway,
I don't think so. There's definitely another game called Honkai.
Is there?
What do you mean? This is a series. That Star Rail's next in the series.
No, you told me. Sorry, apologies. Sorry, I didn't look. You're correct. Go on. You were saying narratively, Honkai.
Oh right, it's done differently than any other big video games. It is definitely not the same like the other big video games. Let's take Uncharted, for example, right? That is one of the most linear games.
Oh, yeah.
There is.
So. Yeah.
This game is also sort of linear. There's
I agree.
Point A, point B, and you could branch out on different side missions, but there's a definite objective you can go to.
Yes, and you keep going back to the same place to unlock like a new area, but it's still the same ship or the same planet, and it'll expand later. But you're right, it is a linear experience at the moment. But
it feels much different. I can't explain this. It feels different. Is this because it was made for mobile?
Well, that's an interesting aspect which we haven't really had in any other game that we've played. Because I think you're right. This game, I'd be intrigued to see what's been downloaded more. I'm guessing the mobile platform has to have been downloaded more than the PC.
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Because it's not on PlayStation yet and stuff like that. And Switch.
More people have capable phones than they've got capable PCs.
Exactly. And people taking the train and sitting in GP's offices and stuff like that are going to be playing this whilst you wait. Which is an interesting aspect. There is something. There's a grandeur to just even the idea that multiple millions of people are playing it all at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's got the ability to become massive, which I'm sure. Like I said, I've never played Genshin Impact, and I don't know if that spans across multiple planets or adventures or icy worlds and fiery worlds and all the other cliches.
I don't think so. I just think it's regions in the same world. Maybe different dimensions. I don't know.
Yeah, but this has done that clever mechanic. The idea that there's a train you can take to travel through space.
So cool.
So any new chapter or expansion can just be a new planet. You can just say you're going to planet A and B and C and evolve the story that way. It is a clever way of doing it because it's very simple integration in regards to just taking a train.
Yeah. At the start of the game, when you're on Herta's starship, you take the Astral Express, and it feels like a definite chapter 2. Can I say? There's a definite jump in the next part of the story when you get to Jarilo-VI.
Yeah, that's the ice planet thing, right?
Jarilo-VI.
yeah. You know, we're gonna have this same problem. Ice planet thing. Original space station train.
I was going to think you'd call this place Midgard.
What? Midgard? Yeah, you mean Hoth? I'm more Star Wars than I am...
what?
Hoth. It's an ice planet, right?
No.
Oh, Midgard.
Yes.
As in Midgar, as in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, did I say Midgard?
Yeah, it's Midgar.
Is it Midgar?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Midgar from Final Fantasy VII.
How so? Where are you getting Midgar vibes?
What are you talking about? When you get to the underground...
Yeah. Oh, okay, you got like the impoverished people underground.
Yes,
like you would,
and then the upper disc with the upper class miles above them.
No, okay, I see what you mean now. And yes, well done. You got there before I didn't see that at all. I can't say I see everything through Final Fantasy glasses, I must admit. but by all accounts, now you pointed out, yes, it does have that aesthetic to it to some degree. That's true.
That's a super huge inspiration.
Sorry, like I said, sorry I missed that. But yeah, you're right. Unless you've got somebody with like a Buster sword, I'm just not going to see it half the time.
Oh yeah. I was thinking, okay, on Jarilo-VI, on the lower plate, it's underground because it's the mining population.
Yeah,
if you look up, you can see the upper plate.
Can you actually do that?
Yes.
Obviously, I've been.
And I was thinking, oh yeah, Dave's gonna have a field day with this.
So obviously, I'm getting too old. Like I told you, I'm still looking. I've got my car outside. I'm still looking for an Asian to help. I'm not looking up. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. That is cool.
Yes.
I didn't spot that. That is very, like you said, Final Fantasy inspired. Actually, a few books do the same thing, by the way. But yeah.
What do you mean, books?
Oh, there's a few books that have done the premise that the rich live amongst the stars, the sky, and the poor are down below. Hell, you could even argue Bioshock Infinite was on the premise. There was that horrible game called Brink. Did it in the story wise, that floating city with all the rich lived upstairs and all the poor downstairs. And a few books that I can't quite remember have the same premise.
And Final Fantasy VII was the first to do this cool thing.
I would say so, especially in my lifetime.
Yeah, it's super cool. But
anyway,
back to Star Rail.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. Narrative to some. It's one of those things where it's hard to gauge narrative. It's hard to review narrative a game like this because it's not. There's no end in sight at the moment. Like it's so like the first bit is basically a tutorial arc, and then the next bit is like your first planet, which of course is going through some strife like any other game that you have to help fix. But there's an aspect to this game that you just know that this story is going to go for a long time. Like I got the same. This is definitely a game that you start knowing you're not here to finish the game. Yeah.
Like something like Uncharted or The Last of Us. You're not going to finish this game in 2 weeks, let's say.
No, they haven't even really stipulated a bad guy. You know, there's a task and there's a question to who you are and who the people at the beginning were, but there's no actual defined enemy. There's just a task to collect Celerons, which just made me laugh because the Intel processor Celeron. I'm very strange, but every time they keep talking about Celerons, I keep thinking to myself, no, Celerons are crap. Celerons were processors back in the day. I hated the Celeron.
No, you're right. The Stellaron in this game, it's the source of all disaster.
Yeah, and for some reason,
and you're just chasing.
One, right?
Sorry,
you're made of one.
Yes, you're made of a Stellaron, and you're chasing other Stellarons.
Yeah.
And I'm a load of hours in this game, and that is it.
Yes, that's pretty much it so far. But that's what I mean. That's how big the game is. You've been playing it for 6, 7, 8 hours. And you've done 1%, maybe 2%. I'm guessing in the long planned storyboard of Honkai Star Rail. I'm guessing barely nothing has gone on.
A lot of people would see that as a bad thing, but a lot of other people might. Excuse me. A lot of other people might be seeing that as a good thing. Someone who wants a live service game that they could just casually play for the next couple of years.
That's the interesting aspect that you were saying before about the fact that this is made to be a mobile game. Because what's it called? Candy Crush, right? It's got like thousands of levels. Like I don't know if they're randomly generated, but Candy Crush, because it's the same kind, has thousands of levels, so you never really end it. So that whenever you've got 5 minutes, you play an extra level, you try to beat this. This game is trying this, or is doing the same mechanic, but with the storyline, because you can sit down, you got 20 minutes, what are you going to do today? Are you going to try doing the simulated universe? Are you going to try doing a couple of your daily tasks? It's got that ability to be played 10 to 20 minutes a day and still keep you going, which is...
Yes.
Now, I don't play online games. I get that maybe Final Fantasy 14 or whatever the online one does the same, or Guild Wars does the same. It's obviously it's a new outing for me, but it's got that weird ability, that mobile aspect to it, which makes you come back for more, which is very clever. But also, like you said, I can see how the mobile gamers would be seeing this as a plus, whereas like elite gamers, so to speak, would find this more. It's never ending. It's I want to progress.
Exactly, core gamers, you mean?
Yeah. It's an interesting combo. And it comes across when you play it. This is definitely a mobile game.
Yes. The PC port. I don't know if the PC port is the port or if the mobile version's the port. I don't know.
Nor do I.
But the PC one ran better than the mobile version.
But that makes sense, really.
It really does.
Capabilities of the PC.
My PC's not bad, and my phone is.
Yeah.
But I think with the way things are headed, it's inevitable for games like these to only become more popular on phones.
Yes, I think so too, yes. Because phones just make so much money. Phone games make so much money. It's insane.
If I need to get out of bed, turn on my computer, and then sit down and then open the game, where if I could rather stay in bed and just grab my phone.
Exactly. That's the same picture I have. You just roll over to the other side, take your phone off your charger, and then boom, you've got the game in your hands.
Yep. Or keep it on the charger, because this game... It drains your power.
That makes sense. It would, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's true. It's one thing I didn't think about. But yeah, I can see that happening. Now, it's interesting. But like I said, when you're trying to review something on its narrative, it's hard when you've only really playing the first chapter and you've only got access to like 2 chapters. How are you supposed to gauge the narrative of this game when you've only been given the preview, so to speak?
Yeah, it's very true. But what I could glean from these first 2 chapters, I think I'm almost at the end of this first planet, Jarilo-VI, but I don't know because it just keeps chugging along.
I'm about to go meet the big cool robot dude.
Did you get that? Did you get me saying chugging along?
No, nice one. Sorry, I missed that one. Everybody, that was very good. Well done. I'm going to go meet the big robot. Have you gone past that? The big badass calculating
No, I'm
robot?
still gathering materials in, Rivertown, at the orphanage.
Oh, at the orphanage. Okay, yeah, you're just a couple of hours behind me. But
anyway,
Anyway, go
it's very from the hours I've played. It's very obvious that this game focuses on its characters and its world building more than it does its plot.
Yes, I agree. And it's got some witty stuff in there. I don't know if you explored some of the trash cans.
Of course I did.
Those were always very bizarre experiences described.
Definitely.
They've got a great sense of humour, the developers and stuff.
They do. It's so good. The sense of humour and the references.
Yeah, there's so much balmy stuff.
It's all over the place. It's really all over the place. When you interact with, you're right, the trash cans, the dumpsters. Yeah, right. I was in a hotel room and I interacted.
Right. That's right. Yeah, I know.
Right, you know what I'm going to say.
I do. Yeah.
Is it the closet?
Yes. Yes, that was a weird bit. You just reminded me.
Man.
Yeah, what? Am I missing the reference there? Because that was
I don't
strange.
think it's a reference. I just think it's an intern having a good time.
Right? It was so strange. And I'll give Honkai Star Rail that props for that. There are lots of bits where you're exploring. Then these weird little moments will happen where you're like, what's going on? Like, is this story? What? Is this just them having a laugh, like having a bit of...
That is it. That is exactly it. They're having a laugh, and they want you to have a laugh with them.
Yeah, I agree. And they're trying to make it lighthearted.
Every single time I did. Every single time I laughed with them. And it's so charming. It's charming.
Yeah, those bits are fun. There's no doubt. Those bits are fun.
A lot of people can see them as cringe.
Yes.
Because they just want to get back to their fights.
Exactly.
Let me punch a guy in the mouth. No. These bits are charming. You step in a closet, no animation, it's just text. You step in a closet and you pretend... What was it? You pretend that the room service is a vampire?
Yeah,
or
something like that. Yeah, something's
and
coming.
you jump out and scare him and he runs away.
That's right. That's quite really mean.
And the narrator says, "Congratulations, you have dispelled the vampire." And it's just a black screen with just text.
Yeah, yes.
And I love it.
A lot. They do that a lot, yeah. But there's lots of little things, like the post and pushing the post back into the post box, or taking the post out if you're pure evil. And taking people's letters. There's lots of little things here and there. And not only that, you keep collecting things. Like, even those things have, like, honourable collection 1, and then the next one...
Yes.
I'm like, what are these now for? You're collecting so much stuff. But it is a lot of fun. There is a lot of fun amongst all that text and all that reading and all that development. There is a lot. There's a lot of character development. There's a lot of lore they're trying to put in place so that you can understand things later on. But no, there is a lot of fun in there too.
Definitely. Okay, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
You need to be honest with me now.
I'll
out of the entire game that we've played so far, who are your favorite characters?
Oh, it depends. That's a strong question. Like, my favorite waifu, or my favorite, like, that character's badass and she's always in my team?
You decide.
Well, there's two. The most badass character in this game is March 7th, because she's got that shielding ability. She has the ability to attack someone when they get hit by a shield. Yeah. And she throws, like, magical rabbits at people. Frozen rabbits.
And it's AoE.
Yeah, exactly. So she's
so good.
But it's so... There were so many waifus in this. It's really quite difficult to choose.
It really is.
They're all so pretty. And also like, she's nice. Oh, no, she's badass. Oh, no, this one's a doctor. This is, I don't think I can choose. Any of them that are above 18, that I can give you. Any of the little cutesy little girls, they're fun, but no.
That's a very responsible answer. But you said you had two. Who's the second one?
The thing is, this is one of those things where you're going to expect me to know her name.
Oh, no.
Redhead bandaged lady that you get at the very beginning is probably my
redhead bandaged lady. Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about Himiko?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I actually think you are right. I think I remember seeing that name in my squad when you get a trial time.
Does she? Yes, and she helps you defeat the final boss of the starship.
Right.
Oh, yes, that is Himiko.
Yeah, I like her.
I liked her as well.
Yeah, she was alright.
Well, you're definitely right about... Though. They're all very good.
Yeah.
You're right about March 7th.
Yeah.
Which, besides having the absolute best name...
Yeah, that's true.
Right. The other best character of this game is definitely Kafka.
Okay.
Kafka, come on, Dave.
I remember thinking that sounds like the bad guy from Final Fantasy VI. Kafka.
That's Kafka.
Yeah, I know, but I know I should know her, right?
Yes, you really should.
See, I can picture Asta because that's the lead in a anime called Black Clover.
Yes.
There's the little doll girl who's
Herta.
A pain in the ass.
She is.
It's not the... No, I don't think it's the guitar-playing woman, is it?
No.
Okay, you've lost me. I can't picture who is it.
Kafka. That's the lady you start the game with that creates you with the Stellaron.
Oh, the very first lady.
The very first lady with the maroon...
Yeah, that's right.
With sword.
Yes, that's right. Her and the
that's
little
Kafka.
Computer girl, right?
Yes, Silver Wolf.
Yes, that's... How do you remember these names? Damn it! Okay, jeez, Silver Wolf.
It's a blessing and a curse.
It's crazy. I don't know if I'm just... What? I can understand, like, March 7th, weird name. Silver Wolf, weird name. The other ones all have relatively normal names. Not a chance.
Yes. Yeah.
I got no chance.
It's... No, you're right. I don't know how I remember this, but I do. But Kafka and March 7th are the best characters in this game. Please, anyone, do not only go Google them, but go play this game just to meet Kafka and March 7th and Himiko.
Yeah, they are. Also, they're very... Granted, we're going into visuals now, which I guess we're slightly going into anyway, so it's fine. They're all very well designed as well.
That's the thing.
I'm not even like a costume designer or anything like that, but I like their outfits. All their outfits are very personalized. Like March 7th is all camera-y and like social media-y because she likes being that type of girl. And
yes, she's an early 20-year-old.
Yeah.
She's a 21-year-old California girl.
Yeah, she really... And their outfits match their attitude and their personalities really well.
Like you said earlier, the doctor lady.
Yes, correct. She's got medicine around her necklace and she looks educated and stuff like that.
But tired because she's the only one there.
Exactly right. It's very... And it... I can only imagine that's quite hard to do because... Let's face it, making waifus is fairly common. I guess Genshin had loads of them. Anime have loads of them. Even Elden Ring, lots of people have their favourite waifu. That's but to make it aesthetically like you can actually determine their personality by their look straight away. It's not particularly easy to do, and I like it.
That's a different ballgame, but not only just the waifus, but the men in this game as well. There's Dan Heng.
Yeah, I still can't get his catchphrases just drive me mental. I like him as a character, but his catchphrases, which we'll go into audio later, just drives me mental. But yeah, Dan Heng, he's good looking. My wife says he's pretty, so it's that's a plus.
That's only because he looks like it's supposed to be a BTS.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, my wife is biased. I'll give you that. She's a big BTS member, and she says, yeah, that can be the 8th one. That's fine. Yeah. But strangely enough, few and far between the males. I've met 4. Kinda. Like proper males. There's Arlan. Am I right? Is it Arlan, the little lad?
Yes, it's Arlan. Well done.
There's Dang Heng, whatever. There's... I can picture him. The weird little shifty thief dude from the Ice Planet. Spitto, Shiro.
Oh, Sampo.
There you go. Him?
Sampo Koski.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
that's some great voice acting on his part, by the way.
And is that it? I think that's all the boys,
No,
isn't it?
There's Japard.
The hell's a Japard?
Japard's the soldier that finds you and Sampo in the snow and then attacks you.
Oh, yes, the arrogant dude. Yeah, I know.
The arrogant dude. And then there's the one guy I can't remember, but he's the older man on the train next to Himiko. He's got glasses.
Oh yes, the cool dude that shuts you down when you're
cool dude that shuts you down. He's on the Astral Express as well.
I don't trust him. Don't know why. Maybe that's a plot device.
That's because he looks like Aizen.
Yeah, I know. Anyone who looks like Aizen, that serious badass but also kind of sexy, can't trust it.
Exactly.
You know? you just can't. But yeah, I forgot about him. I must admit, I did completely forget about him. So
yeah.
But
there's been a few.
But then some people, you can actually unlock him as a character, right? So for some people, he's going to be a main cast member of your team, where some people, if you don't unlock him, he's forgettable. So it's really an interesting aspect to the gacha part, too.
Yeah, we can talk about the gacha part and value for money.
Yeah, okay.
Because that is a big part of this game.
That's very true. But visually, it is pleasing. It is fun. They've got that fantastic, like we said before, balance of visually pleasing, but would also fit on your phone. You know, it can't be high fidelity because not everybody's got these great phones and Galaxy this and iPhones that. But it fits on your phone and it's clean, very clean lines and very bright colours. It is very well. A lot of thought got put into how they do this. It is crazy.
By far, the best part of this game is the character models, which only further enforces what I thought earlier about this game going all in on its characters.
Yes, 100%. It's where the money's at, for lack of a better term.
Again, that's where the money is, and from the ground up, this game was thought of that. That's where the money is. The characters, make them look good, make them sound good, make them play good.
I bet you there is a board somewhere in the HoYo office where there's just like 300 character designs, and it's like, we use these 8 now and release these 4 later and these 4 later. Because that's their bread and butter. The gacha, the collectathon, that type of side of things. Which I get.
They figured it out.
Because they are well drawn, and I can understand people like Sorry, it sounds weird saying collecting them because they're mainly female. Seems a bit harem type way. But I understand the gacha aspect of it. It's not something that's really pulling at my strings, but I can understand younger people doing so and spending tons and tons of money doing it.
That's the unfortunate thing about this.
Do you know what's the unfortunate thing about this? For me, is that, of course, this is an Asian game, and there is so much weirdly sexual stuff.
Right. No, that is...
Which just makes me go, really? Like...
Come on, why?
There's one. Last night, I unlocked the doctor lady as a party member.
Do you know her name?
I think she's got a normal name, like Christine.
Yes, a very normal name.
I don't know. No, doctor lady.
No, it's Natasha.
No, I knew that. I think I knew that. Okay, Natasha. I unlocked her, right? Because I wanted a healer. Everybody needs a healer on your team, right? So I was like, cool. And she's got a big gun. Fantastic. So I'm playing it, and I'm thinking, oh, look, her special squad attack thing unlocked. Which I was like, okay, that must be a group healing, because it makes sense, right?
Yes.
And like with most games, ladies and gents, you press the attack button and you get this lovely little cinematic as they play out the attack. The first frame of this attack is a close-up on her bust.
Yes.
For some reason.
I've seen this.
Literally no reason for it. There's... weirdly enough, even if you really wanted to go into the weirdly perverted stuff, she's not even wearing a low-cut top or cleavage. But for some reason, the first frame of the attack is a zoom in on her bust. And I'm like, what?
You know why.
I know why. So,
not for that reason. But if you look at her character model, her necklace...
Yeah.
Has got a little...
it looks like a vial of healing potion in something, right?
a healing vial on her necklace. But they put it there on purpose.
Yeah, of course they did. Like, they do all the dangling necklaces that go...
Yes.
But I swear you don't... I might be wrong. I swear you don't see that in the animation. This is too zoomed in on other aspects.
Maybe anyway, she takes it off first, and then they zoom in.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a typical Asian affair. There's nothing wrong with it. They're not being horrendous with it in any way. They're just being teenager with it, which is fine to some degree, as long as you're okay with that. Even March 7th's attack has her like... It's not that sexual, but she strokes her leg at her little...
It looks like she's taking something from her sock or her garter.
It's her garter. She rubs... Yes. Yeah, she activates some sort of power by touching her garter. Yeah, I had the same thought. But the idea that
it still zooms in on her legs.
Yeah, sexy shaven legs.
Of course.
And which is fine. It's not over the top. Like, I know the Japanese, they can go a bit far with it. This is still quite tame, but sometimes as a grown adult, you look at it and go, what? Like, contextually, you can put it in there, but randomly when you're fighting for your life, it's like, whoa, come on, people.
Okay.
But yeah. But no, they're fun. I do like...
They definitely are. And it's... They are just character models. They're just code.
Yeah, of course, yes. 100%.
But what I feel, in most cases, what made them feel real was their voice acting.
Yes, no, I agree. It's another remarkable plus, because... Like I said, and this all comes across on the phone as well, right? That you get their voice. I'd never played on the phone.
Yes.
Is the voice acting all played out and stuff the same?
It's all there. It's the exact same game, just in a much lower resolution.
That is cool. The world we now live in, that is very cool.
I'll get to this on gameplay as well, but even the user interface is the same, which is mind-blowing.
Which is cool. Which I can appreciate. That's kind of cool, because because a lot of the user interface is like a phone menu, right? A menu screen. Does it all?
Yes, actually. They
touch
somehow
screen and stuff like
disguised
that?
they somehow disguised the user interface on PC to not look like a mobile port, which not even Diablo Immortal could do that.
No, it is nicely done. Like you said, thought has been put into it.
Very much. But the voice acting for this game, it's phenomenal. For the best characters in the game, March 7th and Kafka, they are standouts.
But then, see, this is where you and I've got some problems with the voice acting.
Ooh, here we go.
Sorry, that's not really the word. The voice acting is very good. It's,
okay.
And like I said, they increase pitch, they lower pitch, they're excited, they're sad. They do all the proper voice acting stuff. These are professionals, there's no doubt. There's two things that bug me. My female character, I think you're female too, and I'm sure it's the same for the male. She talks to herself. She talks when she activates her attack.
Yes.
But when she's around people, she doesn't talk.
She's the silent protagonist.
Yeah. Which I can understand from you'd have to have the voice actress like in your building all day.
Yes.
Like that's her entire job because the dialogue is so colossal.
But
I can kind of get it, but it's a disconnect when she's just going.
There is a disconnect. I don't get it. And Eastern games or JRPGs, they tend to do this a lot. All the Persona games are like this.
Very true. It's
I'm
annoying
not a fan.
Because they obviously have the voice actress. Because she does talk her attacks, and when they do like the soliloquies or when she's talking to herself, it's voiced. It's voiced by a woman. So that bugs me a little. And there's another one that's this one really bugs me, and it's audio and visual.
It's even worse. What is it?
It doesn't make sense to me. There are aspects. All the main cast is voiced. Beautiful.
Yes.
Fantastic. And then you've got these like subcast, which are like the plot-driven devices. Like, in the mine, you've got the big robot, you've got the leader of the wildfire or something. I like the Oleg. I don't know their name, so I shouldn't even try.
Yes, it's Oleg.
Is that his name? Yeah, again, the only reason I remember that is...
And the big robot dude is Svarog.
Okay, the only reason I remember that is Frozen, so I just thought, is it? Whenever you have cutscenes with Oleg, he's voiced, but he's not animated.
Yes, his mouth isn't animated.
And there's a few of them like that.
Face. Yeah.
And that, because there's software that does it for you, you don't... there's lip syncing software. It's fairly basic now, and of course, when you're doing anime stuff, the lip syncing doesn't have to be on point anyway.
Yes,
it just needs to move and stop. The idea they couldn't just run the lip syncing software over this lovely. They're also well voice acted. The plot driven characters. They're acted. It's all lovely, but the face is just staring at you with like a simplistic like smirk, and I'm like. That's really strange.
It really is. And to make it worse, when your characters talk, their mouth moves.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone else
just reminds you, they can do it. They just won't.
It's really weird place not to. I don't know. I don't even think that's nitpicking. I think if you're fully voicing someone and somebody's been paid and somebody's got to sync the voice to the whole conversation. And it's all beautiful, and you're enjoying the aspect of it.
And it's a main mission.
Yeah, exactly. I understand all the other NPCs being written and not doing... Yeah, because there's so much dialogue. That would take years to flesh out with voices. But yeah, it's main mission. It's a semi-main NPC. And the idea that they couldn't just get his mouth to go up and down a little bit. And there's a few of them. I can't remember the others, but his was the most recent. That really gets on my nerves. Because... It completely destroys the whole conversation because you're just talking. You now know you're talking to an NPC.
Yeah,
because it's not alive. There's a dead. That bugs me. That's bugged me audio-wise.
It does suck.
But apart from that, very good. Even the opening song, the loading. It's so pretty.
When you see the Astral Express through the sky. I think it's Star Rail's main theme.
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
Made by HoYoverse. It is good. It really is good. I would happily listen to that while the entire game downloaded.
Oh yeah, I agree. No, that's a very pretty song. It's one of those songs you could like study to or dust your room with because it's so chilled and relaxed. No, I love that song.
It lends to the intro sequence. Do you remember the intro sequence to this game?
Might have to dust the cobwebs for me a bit. How did it go?
In Herta's starship, it gets attacked by the Antimatter Legion.
That's right. Yeah.
You can see Kafka as it's getting attacked. You can see Kafka playing air violin.
Oh, that's true. Yes, I do remember now. That was cool. Yes.
Yeah. She was playing air violin to an actual classical song.
Yes, I do remember that now. I didn't note that, but you're right. That was cool. That's true. Yeah.
The piece that played was Pachelbel's Canon in D.
Yeah.
Which is Canon in D major, it's a hugely famous piece.
Yeah, I know.
At weddings all the time.
Yeah, I definitely knew I recognised it. Of course, I don't know the names much as well as you do. With your big old thick degree over there in classical music.
I've got a degree in music.
I'm about to say, I can sound all posh like Bach and Beethoven.
Beethoven.
It's good to flex your degree every once in a while. Go for it. Like I said.
That's all I can do with it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it's who knew that you're going to use it on your podcast? A gaming podcast blends so seamlessly to your classical music degree. Lovely. But yeah, that was a badass bit.
Right, this entire scene... Kafka knows they don't stand a chance, right? They're just here to do one thing and then move off.
Yeah, it's their puppetry, isn't it? They're just there to set things in motion.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
That bit is pretty cool, no doubt.
That's just it. I'm sure there's some allegory in there.
Yes,
deeper meaning or whatever.
Yes,
but
yes. We don't.
By and large, number one, biggest point, it's just cool.
I know, that bit is fun. And I'm one of those people who also just loves the use of classical music in things. Be it,
yeah, if it's done well.
Yeah, but like mafia movies, whenever they're like going on a rampage just like the idea where it's that foil to mayhem. And it's the same thing here. Because, was it Klefka, whatever.
Kafka.
They've come into, I think, from the future to some degree, to set things in motion, right? By making you. And because they know... There's a manicness to it because they know the scenario. They know what's going to play out in front of them. So they can play around. And I think that's what the whole like getting the violin out type aspect was, because they have a simple mission. It's an easy mission. They just got to do it. And so they just, they just enjoy themselves whilst doing it. That's the most important. That's the most intriguing narrative plot part of the whole thing so far. Yeah. Who are they? Why do they need to do it? And why is making you so important?
But that's why she's called Kafka.
Am I missing something?
Do you know of the what's his name? The novelist Franz Kafka.
I know the name. That's about as far as I can go.
So, I'm not going to lie. I'm Googling this as we speak.
I'm about to say, whoa, big brain was coming out now.
No, but I've also recognized the name Kafka. And I've heard the things being described as Kafkaesque.
Okay, yeah.
I've always been curious. And now this character has been called Kafka. It seems it's Kafka's work, the novelist, Kafka's work is characterized by nightmarish settings in which characters are crushed by nonsensical blind authority.
Whoa, that's a
right?
A subject matter right there, but alright, that sounds intriguing, yeah.
That's the word Kafkaesque is often applied to bizarre and impersonal administrative situations where the individual feels powerless to understand or control what is happening. That's perfect.
There you go.
That's perfect. That's the character Kafka to a T.
That's cool. Like, my brain's now going into other thoughts now. I was just thinking the other girl's called Silver Wolf, which is an old book. You've heard of White Fang?
No.
I was just. You've not heard of White Fang?
No, I've not heard of White Fang.
Jeez. Sorry, that's taking me aback for a second. White Fang. If you, a young boy, what falls in loves, becomes best friends with a wolf.
Okay.
And to save the wolf, he has to tell the wolf to leave, to go. Go on, I don't need you anymore, because hunters are going to kill it, or something like that.
Shoo.
Yeah, exactly. Shoo, go on, go. It's a big scene. You saw Schmidt do it in New Girl in regards to one of his girlfriends, I can't remember. And she said, are you white-fanging me? So it's a relatively famous bit, but granted, I might be old, showing my age now. And I'm just wondering if because it's a famous book, I'm just wondering if White Fang, i.e. Silver Wolf, which is a fairly famous known names for those types of wolves, if that was any reference to the book. But I am going off the rails. It could most likely be. I am going off the rails.
No, I don't think so.
Interesting.
If Kafka's name has such a much deeper meaning, I won't be surprised if Silver Wolves has one either.
Yeah, but sadly, with the narrative of this game, we'll only find out in about 6 years when they've developed the story to involve 37 planets, and then we'll finally find a big narrative twist.
Very much.
But in theory, that's going to keep you going, right? That's the whole point to some degree.
Speaking of having this game keep you going for 6 years, the gameplay.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm a big turn-based fan, so I'm going to be a bit biased here.
I didn't know this game was turn-based.
No, I was shocked too. I was instantly thinking another Genshin, like an adventure, action-y type gameplay.
Genshin Impact is an action game.
Yeah. In a very simplistic sense, but yes. This was shocking, and like I said, I'm a big fan, and this got more. I thought originally it was quite simplistic, but then the combat itself gets a bit more complex later on when you take on the harder enemies and the enemies that hide the big treasure chests and stuff like that. Then the fighting gets complex, which I enjoy a lot more.
It does. I like the play on weaknesses. There's the biggest part of the combat in this game. There's a rock, paper, scissors dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
If you can be the scissors to the enemy's rock, you'll be fine as long as you're a high enough level.
It reminded me more like Pokemon, right? Because there's so many different types.
Okay.
Wind, fire, I guess light, darkness, electricity. All this is all in there, and as long as you've got the strength against it, your fights will be more your side swayed, so to speak. Especially if you get the jump on them. If you get the jump on them, whatever your element is, or path, or light cone, that one gets me a little bit. Why is it called light cone?
Oh, man.
Light cone? Like
there's a ton of things. There's just a ton of things.
There is, ladies and gentlemen.
Combat and exploration aside, combat's fun, exploration is fun. Yeah. The biggest part of this game is all these menu mechanics.
Oh, there's so much. I still to this day... I still do not know what those bubbles are on the space station. You know, there's just random bubbles just floating around that you can go and, like, touch. And I don't know if they're thoughts or memories. In the space station, Herta's space station, or whatever the hell it's called. They're these bubbles, like big floaty blobs of, like, effervescent water that you can go up to and touch. And then they give you some sort of description on what they're there or why they're there. And I still have no clue what they're about.
Oh, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but there's so much.
And that just testifies to how much stuff there is in this game. There's just a ton.
You can level
dozens.
Up your outfits, level up yourself, level up light cones, level up your special attack. You can then level up your special attack again through ascensions.
Through ascension, and then there's Eidolons.
Yeah, like that's right, Eidolons and oh god, and tracers, I think.
And there's warps.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the warps are fun. That's what everybody's down there for. But there's a lot, and you just keep, and there's more.
That's just the characters.
There's a whole
that's not even items.
Yeah, synthesizing thing that I've not even looked in slightly because I keep getting all this like rice. And then grease, and then some like ointment, and I'm like, what the hell's all this for? There's just so much stuff. There's so much there.
After I've gotten the 20th or 25th new menu progress meter that I need to level up or grind or whatever, I thought, I'm just gonna skip this. Yeah, I'm just gonna go out and skip this.
But they also like to remind you, don't they, with those red exclamation marks? Like, don't forget this. You got to click this. Look here. Yeah, I know, right? But I get why people play these games. I can understand that. It's almost like you feel like you're progressing,
You almost do. You almost feel like you're progressing. Yeah, but you're not.
You're just getting more items. You're not really progressing. You're just getting more stuff.
It's an illusion. It's fake progression. It's not strange, real.
It's strange. It's that weird... It is fundamentally gacha, just in a different state. It really is. It's chores to get those things instead of money or tickets.
But the thing is, it's still fun.
Yeah, it's weird. It's got that weird... I don't want to say addiction. I'm sure some people get addicted to this type of thing.
No, definitely. They are... If you do a good... Then there are lights and sounds and items, and none of it matters, but it makes you feel good.
No, exactly.
And it's the exact same reason people play Candy Crush.
That's exactly it. And there's that one thing, even with everybody who plays this game, whenever you get 10 of those tickets for the warping, that's when you stop everything. You don't care if you're in a fight, storyline, instantly go out, menu, warp device, do your lucky spin for 10 things. And that's, to be honest with you, that's why you're playing this game. It's 100%. It's the most important part.
It's why they made this game,
right? Yeah, come on, let me pull something cool.
Oh yeah,
And I found out today. Oh no, yesterday. Even if you with this mechanic, ladies and gentlemen, gacha is like a lottery-esque device where you pull 10 tickets and you can win well, bad, poor, great.
Gambling. It's gambling. That's what it is.
And you always want to pull a character. Everybody wants to pull a character, so you got a new squad member, who it is. You get to learn. And I found out literally yesterday because I pulled the same character. I pulled another Herta. Sorry, I can't say it because I've got you in my head saying Herta. I barely knew her. So you're now in my head forever with those things. And if you get the same one, you get like a little sphere thing that you evolve their special attacks with.
That's an Eidolon.
Yeah, that's right. So now it's not just collecting the characters, it's upping their special attacks.
Yeah.
So it's got that same endorphin hit where you're like, yeah. So yeah, they're very clever. That gacha thing can be dangerous. I can see in the impressionable minds.
Between a real gacha and this simulated one is, in a real gacha, if you get a Herta, that means that machine has one less Herta in it.
Oh, it's very true, yes.
The chances for something else is slightly increased. That's not the case here.
No, yes, it's just numbers, 100%. It's unlimited.
It's just numbers, and these numbers stay the same. If you're going to get another Herta, you're going to get another Herta.
Yeah, no, it's one of those. And like proper gacha in Japan and other Asian countries, you actually get to take the thing home. You know, if you're going for figurines or key rings, you get to have the actual physicality of it here. Here, you're just getting a digital picture.
It's like virtual.
A 0 and a 1 displayed in a certain special way.
That's exactly it.
It's weird, isn't it?
We can. I've just got. I don't have anything else for gameplay besides that playing the characters makes you want to get more, which just wants me to. It makes me want to talk about the gacha aspect, but let's get performance out of the way.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting one because we've got two aspects, mobile and PC, right? For now, anyway. Because it's made for a mobile game, but it plays better on the PC, which makes sense. But like you said before, they've done a lot to make that kind of seamless and a lot smoother than you'd expect for the PC experience.
Correct. They've spent a ton of money making this
really
look good.
But performance-wise, I crashed a couple times. That's about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was shocked too. I crashed out one of the servers once, and I was like, whoa, out of nowhere. Just loading a boss battle, I think I was going into, and I got kicked straight out.
Wow.
Which is fairly common with an online thing, right? I don't play them much, but server issues are fairly common, right?
Especially here in South Africa.
Yeah, exactly. Because we have to connect to Europe. We don't have our own servers out here. We're still hunting lions and elephants and eating grubs. But anyway, go on. Your side?
Performance, I don't know if you've played this on your phone. I don't think you did.
No, my phone's trash, so it doesn't work. But yeah, either way.
I managed to download and get this working on my old iPhone 7, which is 6 years old. I've been using this phone for 6 years. Yeah?
Is it iPhone 11 or 12 now? I don't follow. What's the latest?
We're at
iPhone?
14.
Is it 14? Okay, cool. Go on. Yeah, all right.
So I played this on my old iPhone 7, which is an old phone. I've been using it for 6 years. it works and it runs, and I mean, it stutters when you transition from exploration to combat. It stutters.
Yeah, okay, I can imagine that. Yeah, because you got a different screen to load. Out of curiosity, what did you play this game most on? Your phone or your PC?
I try to do both equally.
Ah, okay, fair enough. Nice for reviewing purposes. Wow, you're so professional. I'd say, woo, we do it professionally here, ladies and gents. Equal down the line. Okay, and what did you?
Yeah, if it's a fart noise, it ain't us.
That's right. Well, now I'm conscious. Am I not allowed to fart? But anyway, go on.
But it's conflicting though, because I did have some bugs on my phone. At one point, I could see through the floor.
Clipping things, right? Okay,
clipping, but not on my PC. So
that's interesting.
It's conflicting.
Well, it's interesting. Is that there's no way that can be the hardware of your phone, can it?
Because I don't know. Maybe it's a bug because my phone's not the strongest anymore. I don't know.
But yeah, there's an interesting fact because clipping being a graphical issue would be because you download. Did it also have like a largest download, like a few gigs?
On my phone?
Yeah.
On my PC, it was about 10 gigabytes, and on my phone, it was 5.
That sounds about right if you add compression and stuff. So in theory, you've already downloaded all the areas and the graphics stuff. So I can't see that being your phone. I do feel like that is a bug on their side then.
I guess, yeah.
But I'm not a genius in these types of things. But like I said, but yeah, interesting because you definitely scored lower on on that aspect of the performance than I did, and it was mainly just the phone.
Yes, it was mainly just the phone. I didn't have any issues with PC.
Yeah,
I even jumped between controller and keyboard and mouse.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And it recognized them within less than a second.
But it must have been easy. It must have been nicer to play on keyboard than mouse controller.
Oh no!
Mouse. Really?
Oh no! I enjoy controller more than mouse and keyboard.
Well, yes, for certain games, I agree. You can't play any sports game with a keyboard. You can't.
No.
But that said, if you want to go any distance in a shooting game, you can't use a controller over a mouse.
This can do both. It really can. With all these menus, it is much easier to use a mouse and keyboard with.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, the menus aspect for controller.
Yeah.
Is it you're just pressing the start or the... I say start and select because that's... In my mind, all controllers have a start and select. I don't care. I don't care about like screen capture buttons and all that other bollocks.
Oh no!
It's start and select. Yeah.
Yes, that's mainly how it worked.
Yeah, I figure that's the way you do it, right? No, it's an interest. I didn't even think of using a controller because they've actually made using the keyboard and mouse quite comfortable. I liked using Alt to activate the mouse cursor to do it manually and things like that. I know it's a very weird thing to say, but I did enjoy that ability to switch on PC mode, so to speak. But then I'm strange like that.
Right.
Okay.
So,
do you want to jump into value?
Value for money. And
again,
this one's a bit different. In the past, for free games, we've said we're going to be using value for time rather than value for money.
Yes, correct.
But I think we should use value for time and money in this segment.
Yeah, it is. It's a sticky wicket. It's a very difficult one to do because. Go on. You go. What did you think?
I think this game decently respects your time, which never happens in a free game.
Very true.
Right.
Very true.
There's always something you can do. You don't need to wait 10 hours for your energy to recover, then you can play again or something.
Right. Or your lives to come back. Yeah. No,
exactly. You can play, you can have your full, and you can drop the game. Right? You can do main, side, or daily missions, which all feel fun, although only the main missions develop the story.
But the main mission, the story is blocked behind the trailblazing level. You have to get a certain level of trailblazing, right, before your story progression to continue.
That's right. I was only gated once.
Yeah, same here. I had to get to like level 15. I think that was on purpose because they wanted you to explore the space station and learn how to do side missions.
Although I don't know how much that is going to...
Yeah, that's what I wonder too.
...happen.
In the future, right?
I don't know how much that's going to happen in the future. Like maybe in the last 30 hours or something, they might gate your trailblazing level every time.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's somewhere they're going to make money out of it, where they're going to be like, the next area you've got to be level 50, but to grind it's going to take you 6 months. But if you pay $5 now, you get the special ticket to get there. Anyway, which is the normal affair with these types of things.
Yeah, it definitely is, which is unfortunate, and you can't completely blame them for that part because it's a free game.
Yeah, exactly right. No, I agree entirely.
And there's some people,
You know when you were loading up when I first logged in, and I don't know why, but there was some sort of screen where you saw the exploits of other people, and some people were. When I logged on, and this was the second day, I think it was. Was this released in China first, by the way?
No, this...
Somebody was at level 60 the day after
release. Wait a minute.
I
think there were beta tests a couple of months ago.
Okay. Because I was thinking, did you just throw money at it? Like,
damn. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I would not be surprised. Because 60 is the level cap.
Yes, for now, right? Because they're bound to expand it as
I would not be surprised if someone just paid a couple $100 to be max level.
I was like, damn, like...
Yeah,
I guess, but then in theory, somebody pointed this out to me, you don't know if it's an influencer, right? If they chuck $200 in there and get to show all their followers all the cool stuff you can do, they make that money back within like an instant. So yeah, somebody was pointing that the other day, which I thought was an interesting aspect to the world. Because sorry, I'm going off on one a little bit now. There was a game that released on Steam that was $1,000.
Oh, I remember this.
And it was a crap game, but it was actually kind of a retrospective of how many got sold, so that influencers and YouTubers and Instagrammers could show that they bought the game and this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Which was an interesting idea because and
then he gets money.
Right, he literally did it for that reason, and I know personally at least 6 people have purchased it. So he made $6,000 on a game. Which he also touted as being a bad game. He didn't say it was amazing or anything like that. He was a bit mysterious in his description. Well, I thought that was I thought that was a really interesting way of doing it. It's like, that was very well marketed for that gentleman. But sorry, I go off on one. I'm just sorry, that just intrigued me the other day. Like I said, value for money of this was difficult because it's free. Yes. So it's very hard to gauge it's not worth your time or money when you're not really spending any, which is... You can spend some, like I said, like I was talking now, that the gentleman that obviously spent lots of money to become level 60 straight away. But for, on the other side, if you can't, gaming is expensive, you haven't got the budget right now or something like that, and you've got a fairly decent PC or phone, this is an excellent little diversion that you can just jump into for free, play. It's kind of like, I can't get past that. If I was younger and I didn't have my birthday coming up, this game I would play for hours because it's free, and you can grind it all out if you've got the time and the
very much.
Which I can enjoy that. I can see that actually works for me. And
but you and I, we were raised with self-discipline.
Yes, I would say so. Yeah.
Right. A lot of kids do not have that.
Yeah,
they do not have self-discipline.
Yeah, scares me, but yeah.
So when they play a game like this and they are told, you can achieve this level, get these characters, and have this much fun if you pay this amount of money.
Yeah. And it's there. It's really there.
It's there. The gate's open. You can do it. Mm-hmm. We won't do it, but there are a ton of kids who, on their phones, have their parents' cards details saved.
That's one thing that bugs me about...
That's the unfortunate thing.
PlayStation Store, that it doesn't go through, and from my side, it doesn't go through any portals to make sure the purchase is valid or anything. You can go on PlayStation, click purchase, and as long as your credit card's loaded, it buys it. Even your banking app doesn't pop up and say add your PIN or verify purchase or anything like that. It just buys it. And I'm guessing the same thing would happen in this game. As soon as you attach your credit card,
it's too easy.
Yeah, it's too easy. Very easy. Which is scary. And you're right with the youngsters today. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah. No, I mean, there are so many... in a lot of sports games, right? In the FIFA games, each year, you can buy these card packs.
That's right.
And then in these card packs, you get new players for your FIFA Ultimate Team.
That's right.
But you pay a pack and you don't know what's inside.
Yeah, it's like loot boxes all over again, right?
It's like loot boxes or booster packs for card games.
Yeah, exactly.
And card games have been doing this for, I don't know,
a long time.
A long time.
Yeah,
the old baseball cards.
Yeah,
what?
Exactly.
That's almost a century.
Yeah, I'd say so. Must be hitting about a century, yeah.
And that's fine. Why is it not fine if people just do it virtually? Well, that's their argument, and I don't think it is fine.
Well, you hit it on the head. Is that to baseball cards, you'd have to go down to your local shop, take your $5 or whatever, go in there, purchase it, leave, and go home. Those are all adult things to do. Like,
yes. Not only that, but you can't buy 10,000 packs at your local deli.
No, that's exactly right. No, exactly. That's very true. Yeah, no, it's exactly true.
I can do it right now in my PJs in bed, and if I was 10, just destroyed my parents' credit card.
No, I agree. I'm always really all these things have parental locks on them. I'm always intrigued that why people who have the young kids don't activate them. Like, I know it's weird to say, I'm not a parent, but I've even shown other parents, like, if you don't want your kids using that aspect of their phone, you know, you can just do this, you know, and then you just lock it behind a pin wall or something. But no, it's one of those weird things, and you're right that they've made it too easy. Because there's no way that in the whole business,
they know they have.
The business model it isn't slipped in there. Like, let's make it so easy it could be an accident. You know, oopsie daisy.
Let's pretend to have it just one of the mechanics.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, this is the main mechanic of the entire game.
And there's that bit in the game. I don't know what it is. It's called Nameless Glory or something. And there's
it's a battle pass.
Yeah, exactly right. It's the things you unlock are like meh, but if you have the battle pass, the things you unlock are at least like 10 times better. Not even slightly better, 10 times. Like awesome this and amazing this and more warp cards and all this, and you just go.
It's just $10.
Yeah, exactly. Until it runs out.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, you can get another one.
Yeah, exactly. There'd be specials, you know, and all sorts. Oh yeah. But then it's a free game.
It is a free game, but that's the thing. They leave the gate open for you to spend thousands of dollars.
Really do.
An Elden Ring, that's a once-off $60. And you have everything.
Yeah, very true. A proper game like Elden Ring, yes, correct.
A proper game.
No, there are other games that have those season passes, which I also don't like.
I get it.
Buy now for stuff we might eventually let out that may or may not be good later. I hate those things. You're paying for something that could be crap later down the line.
That they haven't even made.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Even in this game, the entire gambling aspect, the warp, right?
Yes, yeah.
They make it flashy, and they've got animations, and it's cool music.
Yeah, they're all like that.
So, it just tickles. It tickles your... What's that chemical it releases? Is that dopamine?
Dopamine, correct, yeah. It's the same thing. Like you said, it's gambling. It's the reason you go to casinos.
It's gambling.
The machines go
gambling.
ding, 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 ding.
Exactly. And you can hear
ding, ding,
ding, all the...
Yeah, exactly.
No, you're right. No,
it's the exact same premise.
Not even just that, but at a casino, you buy chips and you use the chips on the machine.
That's correct. There's more adult.
Exactly. There are steps in between.
Yeah.
It's the same in this game. You buy, with your money, you buy a pass. And with that pass, you get Stellar Jade. And with that Stellar Jade, you trade for passes. And that passes, you gamble with.
Well,
it's convoluted and it's gambling.
But you're
right.
And
it's predatory.
You're right in the aspect that it's also could be worse. Because I can't... I've gambled, gone to casinos every once in a while, but there's never a machine that you can just swipe your card through.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those weird things. You'd have thought that you could go to Las Vegas and everything uses tap now, but you can't just tap your card, can you? You actually have to buy, like I say, tokens or chips, or you have to buy.
I guess so.
Or you got to put your change in to get quarters. But you're right. In this game, you don't actually have to go out and buy. You just attach your credit card, and everything's open for you. It's just one click away. Probably don't even say, "Are you sure you want to proceed?" It's probably just the one click and then done. But I'm jumping at that one. But it is scary. It is scary. Scary stuff.
I don't like this. I don't know about you.
I understand from you've got an aspect from being a father too. So you've got like the idea that your kids are going to come up with this. I've read all the stories just much yourself. Who kids have spent $2,000 on their kids' cards trying to get that special FIFA player or skin for Counter-Strike or whatever. All those things out there, and that is worrying. There's a complete disregard for money that's building out there. But you're right. There's underlining aspects to these games that are almost kind of sinister, which are put in there for a reason, which is a worrying aspect to them. Even if they're covered in fun waifus and bright colours and good gameplay, there's something underlining there that's a bit dodgy.
Definitely.
No, I agree entirely.
And that's how they make their money.
Oh, 100%. And they make tons of it. Like, you have no idea. Like, the money...
They do make tons of it because they don't gate the amount that you can spend.
Yeah, exactly right. There is not like a limit.
No, and some people spend their entire salaries on games like these, which is so sad. It's their money, it's their choice, but I mean, it's still a bit predatory.
This episode took a turn. We were like, bright colours, waifus, this. The world out there is scary. Stop it. Slow it down. Ah! But yeah, it's true. It is sadly the truth of the matter, though.
Yeah.
But yeah. Go on.
But yeah, it's besides that, I think this game is it's charming on the one end, and I love March 7th and Kafka.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's really predatory and it's gambling.
It is gambling. There's no doubt.
It's difficult, and I think this is the way things are headed.
No, I agree. I even think Pokemon cards and the like, that's gambling. Yeah. Those kids are spending $5-6 a pack. They want to pull the $50 card. So they're taking their $5 and they want to turn it 10 times more. That's exactly the premise of a slot machine. And it is gambling. The world is getting very gambling.
Of course. And the $50 card is shiny and it's got rainbow colours.
Yes, and you're exactly right. It's weird. It's always kind of existed, but you're right that it's kind of blowing up in every space, be it the sports space, the gaming space,
it's being made easier, and it's no,
exactly right. But yeah, that's the world we live in. Sadly, we all just have to navigate it the best way we can.
That was a Honkai Star Rail. Such a. I like the Star Rail.
Yes,
I like this game. I really do. I do see myself playing this more after we finished with this episode.
Same. I probably will get bored of it though. I feel like
eventually,
when
you get gated,
something in there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when you get gated for the second time, I think.
Yeah,
I agree. Know why.
Yeah,
no, thanks.
Yeah, I agree. Should we just go? So after all that, what did we score this, Nick?
Honkai Star Rail, the brand new game from miHoYo in their HoYoverse. There's a lot of Oyos in there. We took our scores. We let it ride the Astral Express around the galaxy collecting Stellarons. And once it returned back to us on the Astral Express, it turned into the letter grade rating of C+. Which is... it's an above average game.
It is. And it's one of those ones that's hard to do because it's not finished. It's going to go on forever.
Well, that's the thing. A game like this you can't review in a week.
Yeah, exactly. It's a weird one. So that's actually, I think that's kind of perfect because in theory, it's one of those games that we could come back to in like 6 months and then like re-review, so to speak, and then we could either make it better or worse. Because
totally. That's a good idea.
At that point where it's inception. It's baby form. It's an embryo, and it's a good C+. It's
still gonna grow.
Yeah. Exactly.
If it wasn't for all those shitty microtransactions.
Yeah, exactly, and all the gambling aspects.
Oh man, it's disgusting. It really is. It's still a fun game, right? It's still very creative. It looks and it sounds good, and it plays fun.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if it wasn't for those microtransactions, it would be a B somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too.
Yeah.
I think it's got some legs on it too. I think it will probably last quite a while.
And if it wasn't called Honkai, it would be an A.
Honkai.
Yeah, just call it Star Rail.
Yeah, I don't get. why it wasn't called Star Rail in the first place. But
yeah.
I know. I'm not Chinese, I suppose. It's cool.
Thanks for listening on to this week's episode of the Critical Arcade Podcast. If you'd be so kind, you could leave us a review on whatever podcast platform you're listening this episode on. Thank you so much. You could follow us on our social media channels on Facebook, on our Instagram, and you can catch us on email at nick@criticalarcade.com.
And at dave@criticalarcade.com.
Besides for your email, Dave, where can we follow you?
Well, you can try following me. And, you know, I always like a trier. But if you do, I will get a Celeron, which is this big, shiny, dangerous thing, I think.
Yes.
And I will shove it inside your body, so you become this quiet, nodding, pretty. You become animated and pretty, but all you'll be able to do is join conversations and just nod inconspicuously at things forever. You'll never know love. You'll never know laughter. So far, that's what's going to happen. I know
you will only know multiple choice dialogue.
Exactly.
Options.
That got weirdly darker than I was expecting because I was trying to.
But that's why we ask you.
Yeah, that got dark. Like I'm going to make you some sort of like puppet. That doesn't feel. You're like a really sad Pinocchio. That's what's going to happen if you try following me. So there you go. It's up to you.
Rather than following Dave, you can follow us you can support us on our Patreon for exclusive content like bonus episodes that we release each week, as well as a brand new show called Critical Cinema. You can catch us this week for that as well. Dave, please enlighten us. What can we expect next week on Critical Arcade?
Next week, Critical Arcade. Oh, it's always it's always good for me when anything is Star Wars related, as I'm sure you can imagine. So and we were very chuffed with our original play of what was it, Lego Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
And so now we get to do the proper franchise, the one everybody loves, not the not the other one. You know that one that people talk about. I forget what it's called. Lord of the something. It's Lego Star Wars, the video game, the one everybody enjoys, the best one, the best.
Yes,
the
original one from 2005.
That's right. It's not even the Skywalker one, right? This is the original one. This is
the one that started it all.
See, this is what you got to like about Lego. When they thought we need the first game to be a really good franchise everybody loves, they went with Star Wars. See, because they knew of franchises out there, the best one is Star Wars. None of this rings. None of this.
This non.
I'm going.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. They definitely struck a home run with Lego Lord of the Rings. There's no doubt about that.
That was only off the curtails of Lego Star Wars. You're right. You know they did well with Lord of the Rings. This was the Star Wars one that got them through the door. That's where everybody's like, wow.
This was before Disney bought Star Wars.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Let's see what changed. Let's see. This was before any of the prequels.
Yeah,
this was before J.J. Abrams dipped his toenails.
Sadly.
In the Lego Star Wars pond. But anyway, that's next week. You can,
I look forward to that one. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, join us for that. And thanks again for listening to this week's episode. We'll see you then. Cheers.
Cheers.